Welcome to this session. We will talk about some tasks you may face in your journey through school and early adulthood. Some may resonate with you, others may not. Regardless, successfully navigating these tasks is key to blossoming to your full potential. You may ask, why should I care about these tasks at all? At every stage in our lives, there may be different milestones we attain to. We may navigate some transitions effortlessly, whereas others require more work. This depends on our unique life situations. Try to remember how you were 5 years ago or 8 years ago. How did you experience the world? How do you experience the world today? You probably don't recognize the person you were just a few years ago. Clearly then, during these years, you learned many different things about yourself and how you relate to the world around you. And the learning never stops. At this juncture in your life, as you transition into adulthood, few specific tasks come to the fore. Attending to these tasks is an important part of creating well-being. Address these head-on, and you may experience a sense of accomplishment and ease. On the other hand, getting stuck in these tasks may lead to discontent, psychological conflict, and emotional disturbance. You can think of these tasks as a quest. It's a journey, one that starts with you reflecting on a specific problem. And where you feel you need more help, there are various people and places you can turn to. The first is attaining independence. This means renegotiating the relationship with your caregivers. You are becoming an adult, and so you expect some freedom and space to yourself. You are beginning to express your preferences more clearly, and some of these may not go well with your caregivers. Yet, just a few years ago, you were dependent on your caregiver for almost anything and everything. Things are moving quickly, both from your perspective as well as theirs. Managing this shift may not be easy for all of us, and there may be many reasons. Is there mutual trust? Is there clear and consistent communication? What are my expectations and what are theirs? How do we find a compromise? Reflect. How do I relate to my parents or caregivers? Is this a source of unhappiness? How can I improve on this? Second is developing emotional stability. As you transition into adulthood, you will take up more responsibilities and care for yourself and the people around you. Emotion is a tool, and just like our intellect and bodies, we slowly learn to manage it. Managing emotions can be difficult. Sometimes, life situations or illness make it seem downright impossible. But recognizing that we are ultimately responsible for our own feelings is the first step to gaining mastery over it. Reflect. Do my emotions always control me? What can I do about this? Third, managing friendships. Friendships can be messy. That's because human beings are messy. Conflicts are stressful, but at the same time, you may want to feel like you belong in a group. Or maybe you want to be just alone, but worry that people would think that you are a loner. Think, how are my friends and I influencing each other? Is this influence healthy? Reflect. Are there friendship problems causing me unhappiness? What should I do about them? 4th, developing a personal identity. You may feel like there are times where you really don't know who you are. On the one hand, you are unique in many ways. On the other hand, you may seek a sense of belonging in a group. This can cause some conflict within you. Maybe you're figuring out what you are good at or what you'd like to do in the future. Identity need not be settled with a name, pronoun, or even a description. In fact, we may have changing preferences without necessarily identifying with anything. Some preferences take time to develop, so there is really no rush. Reflect. Do I feel like I don't really know myself? What am I identified with? 5th, developing healthy self-esteem. Your experiences in the last few years may be beginning to inform some basic assumptions you make about yourself and your self-worth. Perhaps you've had a few failings and feel like things can never really go your way. Being in a community like a school invariably invites comparison. Reflect. What are my beliefs about myself and my ability? Are these beliefs justified, or are they simply getting in the way? Lastly, forming moral standards and beliefs. This may be a time when you become especially sensitive to perceived injustices and inequality. Many of these appear far beyond our immediate control. This could lead to a sense of disillusionment and cynicism. You may wonder, what's the meaning of everything? Phew, these are serious questions. Reflect. Are there issues I find myself being angry or resentful about? What about these things are within my control now, and what are not? Look back at these reflections you made. Which areas are you having the most difficulties with? It could be one, or it could be a bit of all. But this sets you off on a journey to explore specific things you can do to overcome the quest. This also gives you specific things to discuss with your therapist or psychiatrist. Your tasks are your own story, and the way you handle it may be unique to your own life story and circumstance. But here are 4 things to help you with overall mental well-being. Build solid foundations. Nurture the roots, and fruits will eventually bear. If you want fruits, you don't simply wish for fruit. Instead, we attend to the soil, water, and fertilizer. These things don't resemble the fruit at all. But if we attend to these things, fruits will eventually come. So examine your habits and daily routine. Are you eating healthily? Are you getting adequate sleep? Are there habits that are not helping you? What can you do about these? Make small changes and keep to them. These will pay off immensely. Be authentic with yourself. To be authentic is to be honest with yourself about how you feel towards a situation or someone. This invites us to face difficult emotions head-on and find help when things get overwhelming. Physical pain is our body's defense to let us know when our body is under attack or at risk of injury. Psychological pain is similar. Reflecting on difficult emotions allow us to get to the cause of our problems. talking to someone may help. Radical acceptance. There are many things that we simply cannot change. Maybe it is an unpleasant experience in the past or specific life situation we are dealt with now. When we truly recognize that we don't have complete control over life situations and are powerless to change the past, we come to accept things the way they are. This act of surrender can bring internal peace. Developing a keen sense of attention. Attention is your superpower. Go back to a time when you were simply absorbed in something. It may be increasingly difficult to get absorbed in things when there are numerous distractions. When you're leaping from one notification to another media post. Take a device holiday. Enter back into nature or pick up a hobby that allows you to be fully present with whatever you are doing. Consider signing up for a mindfulness or meditation course.